Can we just like take a moment to appreciate the color coordination of like my lips to the red, from the yellow to the green, which is so beautiful. I love the effect. I'm so glad that you're here. Today I'm going to be talking about being in balance, for you to be able to rethink the way you see your life and kind of get back the power on that bitch. That was very rude. Okay, so Dr.Wayne Dyer is actually a very well-known figure in the self-development world. He's been a teacher at St. John's University in New York. He's written 40 books about self-development, so he's a really cool character. This is manifesting. When you want something, you put everything you can in order to make that thing happen. And that's what manifesting is all about. It's not blindly about thinking like, I want to marry Justin Bieber. I want to marry Justin Bieber. Because everybody would have married Justin Bieber by now. You know what I mean? I'm going to go over the 9 principles. First, we have an infinity of force lies dormant within the dreams of one acorn. There's more to life than making it go faster. You can't kiss your own ear. Your addictions tell you you'll never get enough of what you don't want. You're not what you eat, you're what you believe about what you eat, which is what we are going to cover together. Then there's you can't discover light by analyzing the darkness, which I would also love to cover. There's also fighting any adverse condition only increases its power over you. Love is what's left over when falling in love fades away. This is so good. And earth's crammed with heaven. So that's the 9 things. Now we're gonna go into you're not what you eat, you're what you believe about what you eat. So the reason why I'm covering this chapter is because we believe that the ideals that are presented to us are what we need to achieve in order to be desirable, wanted. And I think it's super important to break that cycle, because you are not only what you look like, you are so much more than that. And I think it's important to remind yourself of it. But in order to be able to feel better about yourself and to be healthier, look at nutrition as a fuel. Food is the decision that you make every day, 3 times a day. If you're in a relationship, that can be a big problem, because as a couple, you're probably going to be talking about what you guys are going to have for supper. And if there's always a fight or an argument about that, that makes a relationship a little less fun. You know what I mean? So food is a really great thing, and it's not an instrument to play God with your own body. It is just there because you need it to survive. And if you can make it fun, please do, because you're gonna be eating every day if you want to stay alive. So the main concept that Dyer talks about in this chapter is your connection between your physical self and your mental self. Essentially what that means is that, for instance, I would do this. I used to do this and I still do it sometimes. I will say, okay, today it's going to be my day. Today I'm going to be eating good. You know, I'll be healthy, blueberries and like avocado and salmon and whatever. But then I'll wake up and there's just going to be, you know, like a piece of cake in the refrigerator, and I'll have that because that's really good. And then I feel super guilty. And for the rest of the day, I just eat whatever I want because I already screwed it up. That is my mental state, telling myself, you already screwed it up, when I haven't. What you think about what you eat, it's what it's going to become. So if you think that you eat healthily and you're just eating like an equilibrium of like healthy and indulgence, like the 80-20 rule, I'm more of a like 60-40, then you're gonna be able to maintain healthy lifestyle and a balance, because your mind is in balance with what you're actually doing. I'm gonna read you this little paragraph. So, nevertheless, you passionately decide to believe this, that you can be healthy, even though the reality doesn't yet exist. As you adopt the idea that your brain and body are more than capable of converting any fuel into healthy, happy cells, you begin the process of looking around for evidence that supports your belief, rather than detaching yourself to contrary non-health producing belief systems. Yes, you now say, there are many people who get what they want when they want, and who pay no attention to diets, who don't obsessively weigh themselves every day, and who are not only at a normal weight but are happy in their own skin. I'm sorry for how bad I'm reading. I'll keep going now. As you engage in this radically new idea, guess what begins to happen? You actually begin to alter your eating behaviors. Why? Because eating healthy food in smaller portions feels good, and feeling good is what your 10th rung desire is all about. But it has to start with a thought that feels good, and it is this: whatever I eat is okay. I'll instruct my brain and body chemistry to convert whatever I eat into health. You have a whole new cycle of thinking to examine, and this new way of thinking passionately about something that still doesn't exist applies to being physically in shape as well. What you believe is definitely going to affect what's going to happen to you, and that's what manifesting is all about. A channel that I really love about self-image and being kind to your body and understanding is that of Stephanie Buttermore. She started on YouTube, and she was also a bodybuilder. She was super cut, super lean, super thin, and she went on this all-in journey, which essentially was to be able to rebalance her appetite, because she was keeping herself from eating what she needed because of that fear of, gaining the weight and not being that ideal body type that everybody wants. But she went into this all-in journey, which was essentially anything that she wanted to eat, she would eat. And it wasn't about being like binging on crap. It was just like, if she was hungry, she would eat and she wouldn't deprive herself. And she gained a bunch of weight for a time, and she was bloated and uncomfortable, and slowly but surely it started readjusting. And that's a journey that I find super interesting. So if you're interested in that, definitely check out Stephanie Buttermore's YouTube channel. It's awesome. If you would like me to do more chapters in this book, I would be glad to do it. So yeah, that's it for today. Self-improvement. That's one more thing that we got done. That's why I will never be famous on TikTok. I can't dance to save my life.